Morning, everybody. And my talk will be about a French program called SOLU-BIOD for Solutions fondées sur la nature. So it's the same topic as Jean-Paul before, but it's a national program that was launched by the government that we call PEPR. So it's for Programme et équipement prioritaire de recherche. So there is not really a need today to explain to you that we need really a transformative change because of this human activity, not sustainable, and that we have the intertwined crisis of biodiversity and climate that were very well documented by IPCC or IPBES, and that also now it's really recognized that human well-being and their activity really depend of the quality of biodiversity and of healthy ecosystem. So for all these reasons, we need to think, and we need to not only think, but really act toward transformative change of sustainable activity. So that's the reason why that now so people are proposing, nature-based solution as a solution and a good proposal for this transformating change, going from, more traditional, we'll say gray engineering that are really focused and are really static and not very well resilient and with very low durability. So, and now what we are proposing, as Jean-Paul was explaining, so part of my talk and we are going exactly in the same direction. So that's good because not everybody is going in the same direction with nature-based solution, but in our case, it's same direction. And so this nature-based solution need to be systemic, offer systemic solution, and that are adaptable and resilient. And as Jean-Paul was explaining, it's very important that there are a co-construction with people. And, also in this program, you are not opposing, this gray and this green or this black and white, but we can also have a mix of both, this classical, traditional solution and nature-based solution. So it's good because I take the same definition as Jean-Paul before, and exactly the same point, that nature-based solution, there is everybody thinks that they are doing nature-based solution, but are really in phase, as Jean-Paul was doing before, that nature-based solution, you have these three pillars. Of course, you need to work with the ecosystem functioning and functions, but also you need to have benefits for biodiversity, but not only. You have to answer to societal challenges, and if possible, to have economic benefit from this nature-based solution. So that's the same definition as Jean-Paul was showing to you before, so I will not read it again. So really emphasizes on these systematic approaches, and that they are long-term solutions also. They are not for 2, 3, 4 years, like as political very often stay, and we need long-term vision of this nature-based solution. So what, so the nature-based solution are, socio-ecosystemic processes. And as also, Jean-Paul mentioned, there is many people that think that they are doing nature-based solution. But for example, biomimetism is not a nature-based solution because they don't have any benefit. They are taking nature inspiration, but they don't have any benefit on biodiversity. So, this program, of course, is really French oriented. And when we wrote about this program, we were looking, what's the situation in France. And in France, we have a lot of practitioners, a lot of, municipalities that say that, okay, we are doing nature-based solution. And so they publish paper, not paper, but review, and they make some presentation about the network-based solution. So we're with Xavier Leroux, who is also a co-director of this program with me. We went to see and discuss with these people. They say, yeah, but you are selling, network-based solution, but we don't know exactly what you are doing and how we can do it. So that's, and what's the concept behind network-based solution? How can we know if you are doing thing well or not? So they really want to work with us. So on the other time, if you look at fundamental research and what people were publishing about network-based solution is really a new field and really start to emerge in 4 years ago. And so there is a lot of people that are really thinking, about all the fundamental approaches of nature-based solution. And there is also one of the reasons for that is that, even if you are launching, transdisciplinarity, if you look at what is published on that a census of biodiversity publication, that and in green you have all the publication, in biology and environmental, in yellow the social sciences. So you can see that some merge, but some are not. So to do very good thinking of the fundamental of nature-based solution, you really need transdisciplinary approach. So that was also one of the reasons why we don't have that many papers on nature-based solution right now. So that's the reason why 2 years ago, but we start only right now with Xavier, we present this program to the France 2030 with a program, the plan d'investissement d'avenir of the French government. And so we present this program and we get it. And it's a program that we will run for 9 years. So we have quite a lot of money to do that. And what's very important is this program, it's a long-term program. So if what's the things that we start right now, we can do it 9 years. And so the idea of this paper was to make the society, the French scientists really emerge on this thematic on nature-based solution. Oops. Ça passe plus. Vas-y, vas-y. Ah, c'est ça. So when we discuss with, so the problem is, it's not really a problem, but okay. So when we discuss with at the beginning of this program, when we want to build it, and that you make a lot of French scientists together to discuss about this program and how you want to have this program running. We feel that we have in France a lot of very good researchers in ecology, but not really people are really interested by nature-based solution, and we don't know exactly why. And when we put all people together, they really think that there is very important fundamental question about this nature-based solutions that are not answered yet. So we decide to work on these 4 challenges, and the first one, at least at the fundamental approach. The first one was to understand what, so very often when you are doing restoration and when you are doing plantation, you are never speaking about genetic diversity. So, and we feel that it's very important to know what the role of this genetic diversity and all the evolutionary potential of this nature-based solution, and at different scale. It was ecosystem scale or landscape scale or city scale, whatever. And the second challenge was, yep. The second challenge, it's more like I would say social sciences oriented, and on the seeking that, not seeking, but realizing that there is not real rules, okay, and norms or even financial tool and governance for this nature-based solution, and that will guarantee their success. And the third challenge is about how to know if this if this nature-based solutions are really working, how we can evaluate that they are very functioning or not, and if they answer to all these three pillars that you were discussing, and Jean-Paul was also discussing before, like the benefit for biodiversity, the benefit for answering social challenges, and the benefit for economic. So, and if you are able to evaluate the performance of this nature-based solutions, that's the only way you can do it, and we can also go to a larger scale. And the last challenges was to use mixed scenario and model on nature-based solution on for the long term and facing changing environment. And the idea of this fourth challenge is also to make together model on, of course, climate change, but population dynamics, but also included social sciences model. So SOLU-BIOD, our program is to innovate with nature to create a positive impact for biodiversity, society, and economy. So in face of this transformative change that I already talked to you before, we have three challenges for our research program. First is one organizational challenge. As told you, the French scientist community and even practitioners together, they are not really working together. They don't know each other. And even scientists, there are very few of them, but they don't know exactly where they are. So we want to put all this community together. And the second challenge is to answer to this knowledge gap that already, the four knowledge gaps that I already showed to you before. And the third big challenge will be also to transfer this challenge and going to university and also to a practitioner challenge, not challenges, but education. So we decide for this program to work only on 4 priorities, and for different reasons that I have no time to explain today. But so these 4 priorities, first to use as an example of nature-based solutions, the protected area, who are already nature-based type of nature-based solution. We want to work on coastal ecosystems, to work at the mosaic between agricultural biology, agricultural biology and natural fields, and also urban NBAs. So that I already explained to you that the 3 big objectives of our program, it's to mobilize and to organize the scientific community, to fill the knowledge gap, and also to go to teaching and transferring all this all the knowledge that we get of nature-based solution to university, but also to more technical education. So all the PEPR, so you have more than our PEPR. You will see forest, the PEPR forest this afternoon. There is also one paper called One Water that Agathe is directing. And so they are all organized the same way. They have a, center of for animation and governance. So this part is reserved to coordination and how to organize this program. But in SOLU-BIOD, we also have some working group about the four knowledge gaps that I told you before. What we want to do very quickly is to make a mapping of nature-based solution in France and having a national database on project and actors on nature-based solution. We want, of course, to launch animation and communication project, and we want to help people that want to do this type of European call for a nature-based solution. Avec la souris. Nope. Okay. So one part of this PEPR is to have what we call projets ciblés, or are more like top-down project. And a big one on our PEPR is to have living labs. And the second one is, I will explain the living lab a little after that. And so we have a project for equipment. And an important one for us too is what we call the PC3. It's about knowledge hub. So it's almost what Jean-Paul was explaining before. It's more like a center of synthesis where you will put scientists together in a room for 1 week and with some practitioner, but that will not be the most of the people because, as you know, that they can stay 1 week in the same room for different reasons. Okay, yeah, I'm almost done. And so this Center for Synthesis, they will first work on this 4 knowledge gap. And so we have also, we'll have cluster for, we have also postdoctoral grant and doctoral grant, and we will also help people in the university for teaching as well as technical. And we also have open call for research. So we will have two of these call, and another call also for new living lab. After that, we run the first one. So these living labs, we have 11 living labs that now we decide to work with. So, and they are made that they are, going to this ecosystems that I discussed before, that preserve areas, the coastal and mosaic between agricultural lands and natural ecosystem, and also urban. And they are made in the way that they can also exchange and doing exchange between, for example, natural and also coastal ecosystem. And we have 2 living lab overseas. One in French Guiana that you will see tomorrow, and one in French Polynesia. So that's the one in French Guiana called Magellan, and Christophe is there, and he can explain more to you about this living lab, and also we will discuss about this living lab tomorrow in Monsignery. So you are welcome to come and share and discuss, because on this living lab we will have a mix of scientists, but also policymakers and practitioners and people from the city if they want to be there. So it's a mixed program with a lot of partners, and so we have different organisms and different universities, and we have Équipe de Choc, and myself and Xavier as a director of this program, Laetitia as a manager, and we will recruit very soon 2 other people, and you are welcome to contact us if you want more information.
Yes, sorry for the technical problems. Well, using Zoom, it's not that good. Anyway, we can take one question. Yeah, Jérôme?
Thank you very much. Really practical question. So what is your sense of where French Guiana could contribute to this program beyond the Magellan Living Lab? There will be open calls for research, but all the scientists here, I think they are quite interested in knowing whether they can apply and what context, what would be the system in which they could work in, and this kind of particularities.
Okay, there is more than one way. Of course, Magellan is one way that you can do it tomorrow, because Magellan will start officially beginning of January, but also you can. So we have these two call for research proposals that will be at the end of 2024. So it will be also open, but also they can participate to the working group, you know, and we are really, we will be very happy in this working group. We have also people from overseas, even if it is not always easy to go. It's easier from French Polynesians than for French Guiana than for French Polynesia to participate to meeting due to time differences. But if you have, if you are interested by any of the knowledge gaps that I told you before, you are welcome to come, and I can give you names to contact to be part of this group.
Okay, thank you, Martine. Well, no, I have to be the time checker. So if you have a question, you can talk to Martine at the break.